Hey, a Wednesday afternoon, midsummer. Love this weather. Time for a check on what's going on at the Campbell Public Library of East Grand Forks. Campbell Corner time on Pioneer 90.1. And that's every Wednesday just after 3 o'clock. I mentioned that, Charlotte Helgeson, because we're heard nationwide and around the world online.
I've listened while I've been in Tennessee.
See, there you go. And again, Charlotte is the director of the Campbell Library. And she's been so kind to send over some notes for me every week when she's in studio. By the way, I really enjoyed the Dream Weavers.
Wonder Weavers were really good, weren't they?
Yes, they were, indeed. The Wonder Weavers. I was thinking of Dream Weavers, a song by Gary Wright back in the 70s.
Ooh, Dream Weaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
I like the explanation of the importance of storytelling. And today
Yes.
they have the kids, so the
That is
kids
today.
will go home, with all kinds of great stories.
And that's about to start, 3:30 or
yes,
so?
3:30.
Okay, you still have time. Wonder Weavers at 3:30. Well, notes we have, let's see, number one.
Number 1.
Puppets on Thursday, that's tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
And that follows Baby Bounce.
That is actually a Dalmatian came last week. A very tall Dalmatian that had puppets in our little puppet theater from the Greater Grand Forks Community Theater.
Oh, okay.
So you might have recognized the eyes inside that Dalmatian suit.
Was that Dalmatian named Kathy?
I'm not sure what the Dalmatian
No.
was named, but I'm sure Kathy was inspiring the Dalmatian. Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. And so puppets are tomorrow morning at 11. That's for what ages?
Well, the people that come for Baby Bounce, of course, can stay, and anybody who wants to see the puppets. We had over 50 people last week. So if you want to get close to the little puppet theater, be there in plenty of time, get yourself a nice little spot, and it's an absolutely great time.
All right.
Number 2.
Book donations. Is that ongoing or is that for something coming up soon?
Well, it is ongoing, and just to let
Okay.
people know that things like old textbooks are something that the library does not typically put on our shelves. And I know people are clearing out, getting ready for school. So be aware that the things we accept would be either something we put on the shelf or something we can give to, like Better World Books, that will give it to someone else to read.
Okay.
Textbooks are not typically something that we want to spend the money to send it to another part of the world.
Well, they're timely in a way, really.
They're timely,
Yeah.
and they're often large.
Is there such a thing now as encyclopedias, or is that kind of passé?
It's a little behind us. Yes, we
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
the old-fashioned, and that's what I'd have to call them, sets of encyclopedias.
Number 3.
Number 3, volunteer match. Now, it says here, shelf readers, gardening, and friend store. So there's various ways to volunteer, Campbell.
Yes, there is. If you go online to Volunteer Match, it will help you connect. And the library is on there. So if you're looking for a place to volunteer, a lot of your students coming back this fall are going to need some volunteer hours.
Great idea.
And they're very comfortable
Yeah.
online. So look online, see what we have available.
All right. And volunteering is something you need every day of the year, really.
There are always fun things to do.
Yeah. And who do folks contact for volunteer work?
That would be Angela.
Angela. She's been here.
She has been.
She has.
And she confided that she loves doing the radio.
Really?
Yes, so she and I
Okay.
might have to swap a little bit because I can see that every time I leave that she wants to be the one going.
We can do that. Number 4,
Number 26.
good books to read. All right. Now, you have some suggestions here. And what are those?
Well, I started out with Killers of the Flower Moon, which sounds a little depressing, but it's the Osage, which is the Native American group in Oklahoma. That became the wealthiest per capita group of people in the world at one point. And their numbers started to diminish through something they couldn't quite figure out. So there was an investigation. They owned the mineral rights. Their chief had been very, very bright.
Oh,
They had to lease
sure.
their land, but they didn't lease the mineral rights.
Okay.
And because of what was going on down there, the federal government became involved and the FBI was born. So it's really a fascinating story.
And also you have listed here fatal fever.
I was really on a tough subject here, but
fatal fever.
we've all heard of Typhoid Mary
Yes.
and the story about her. And I think because we know bits and pieces of it, we think we have the whole history. But there are things I did not realize, that she had been taken to this island when they found out she was spreading typhoid, and that she escaped. And they had to find her again.
Really?
And
I didn't know that.
get her back. And there's a lot more to that story than most of us know. And it's a very well-written book, and it has a lot of photographs in it. So the time period, Mary herself, which I think really helps make history come alive.
Mm-hmm. Fatal fever. Fatal fever. A story of a hot summer time in a hot summer town. That'd be a great name for a soap opera in the daytime on TV. Fatal fever. All right, and cracking the cube.
This is a little lighter. This is a little more fun. Have you ever tried to do a Rubik's Cube?
Long time ago, and I failed miserably. Yes.
Well, there's a lot of history to the Rubik's Cube. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of stress involved.
Oh, yes.
People forever wanted to break that 4-minute mile.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do the 20-second cube. I didn't realize
Really?
that somebody could
I didn't know
actually do that, but that
20
is a goal.
seconds?
And there
Wow.
are national competitions to do this. So this is what the book is about. So it's a lot of fun to read, too.
Hints to crack the cube.
Yeah.
A wide variety of topics at the Campbell Library from A to Z, Alpha to Omega at Campbell. So we talked about puppets again coming up tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock after Baby Bounce. Donate your books if you don't have a need for them or want them. Bring them on in if they're not timely, right? No encyclopedias,
Right.
that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Try
Okay.
to good condition.
All right. Volunteer work. They're in need of volunteers. Examples include gardening, the Friends Store, and shelf readers. And, again, suggestions for books to read. It's all at the Campbell Public Library, downtown East Grand Forks off Demers Avenue. And I don't believe there's construction this summer around Campbell, is there?
Not close. Nope.
Okay. And the library, by the way, is open what hours for what days?
9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
9 to 5 on Friday,
Mhm.
10 to 2 on Saturday, noon to 4 on Sunday.
And to find out more about Campbell, what can folks do?
They can call at 218-773-9121.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the website at egflibrary.org, or they can stop by, visit the park, visit the library, and just take a look-see downtown in East Grand Forks.
Right downtown. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Campbell Corner Wednesdays just after 3, exclusively here on Pioneer 90.1.